May 2nd, 2020. In dreams, I saw how many young people, children, and some adults were in a room with electronic devices. I stood in front of them and said, "Wake up. Life is more than that. Can't you see? Preparation time is passing and you're wasting it." They didn't pay attention to me. I begged them. I supplicate. My tears ran like a stream among them, but they did not listen to me. I came out of that room, on the outside of that house, under the starry sky. I poured out my soul to God in supplication for those who were deaf to my words. It was agonizing to know that the sorcerer of souls had them hypnotized, and the death penalty lay upon them, because to reach that state, they themselves had opened the door to such a mortal evil. It was distressing, all that, and my chest felt with great anguish. Suddenly, I heard a noise that caught my attention. I searched to the right, to the left, behind, and in front of me, but I couldn't see anything. I heard the noise again. This time, I recognized where it came from, and I raised my eyes and looked at the starry sky. There, I saw lines crossing the sky, but these lines had curves that rose and fell like the graph that detects the magnitude of earthquakes. I saw them all over the sky, and they reached even beyond where my eyes could look. I said, "Lord, what is this?" I was told, "Come and see." I was elevated and saw how all those waves, like spider webs, surrounded the earth. In front of me, I saw that earthly globe spinning and surrounded by those enormous waves that cover it. I was able to observe that where there was an agglomeration of lights, there were more lines of these waves than in the places with less lights. I was also able to observe that where there were not so many lights, the waves were not continuous, but there were prolonged spaces in them. It was as if the waves ended up in a certain place and then many kilometers after it continued. I was again introduced to Earth, and I began to see strange behavior in humanity, and I saw uniformed officers intervene with them. I heard them say, "The plan worked. They're all deranged. Let's lock them up." So I said, "Oh, why they're good and not also affected?" I was told, "They do not have for now the receiver." I wanted to ask what the receiver was, but I was quickly taken to another scene. I saw many in bed. They were not tied, but they were not moving. They were alive because I saw them breathe. I stayed observing them, and I saw how, in each one of them, their breathing went slower and slower until they no longer breathed. I said, "Oh Lord, if this is caused by those waves, how can anyone survive?" He replied, "Only a strict adherence to my plan, with my blessing and protection. Be saved." He asked me, "How then did my people survive in the desert for 40 years? Who guided them, fed them, and provided them with every provision?" "I, the great I am," he replied. "That was my part of the pact between me and my people. Their part in that pact was to keep my commandments, my laws, and my statutes. Today, I make a pact with my people so that in this way my will in them is fulfilled. Tell them to guard in obeying my will, and I will protect them from all evil powers. There will be much tempest, violence, and great affliction. But from all of them, my people will be liberated. Listen carefully. Stay a long time under the trees. Walk barefoot for a considerable time. Eat leaves of the field and whole products of the earth. Drink the water that I give you, and not the one that comes from man. Rest early every night. You are the salt of the earth, and if it vanishes, with what will it be salty? Remember this: salt, the most precious mineral on earth, together with the most precious liquid, will keep your mental health at this time. Use raw salt as I give it to you. Repeat and memorize Psalms. This will ward off mental depression. Work outdoors and relax in the tranquility of my nature. Listen to the singing of the birds and meditate on who cares for them and provides for them. Enjoy the cool and gentle wind that caresses your cheeks. Soon, the man of sin will be among you, the one who, with a tongue deceitful and liar, will seduce the whole world. Be alert, because the final battle draws near. Only under my wings will you be safe. Draw near to me, and I will draw near to you, and I will do more wonders for you than I did in Egypt to liberate my people. This for a temporary inheritance, but now it will be both for those who overcame and for you, an incorruptible, eternal inheritance. Rest quick today and increase your faith in me, because very soon your feet will not have for a time rest until they reach Canaan. Humble yourselves, afflict your spirit, ask the God of the harvest to remove all iniquity from you, so that your happiness may be completed and my salvation may be granted to you. Anyone who comes to me with an undivided heart will be accepted. Tremble and do not sin. Meditate on your bed and be silent and trust only in Jehovah, because in the Lord is the strength of the ages forever. Live in strict holiness, because I am holy. And without me, you can do nothing. And in me, there is no raving. Faithful and true words of the Lord. Peace to you all.